Reid-Meredith. I am the director of Verbatim.
And I am Renee Lyons, and I am the performer of Verbatim, and we're bringing it to TAHI Festival 2023. Up a dead end road, and I thought I was the Terminator, trying to reverse into them. Didn't like that, did ya? Anyway, they got me. Sent me back to Holdsworth, then up to Koiteri. So that's how I learned to drive. It's quite nostalgic returning to Verbatim after 10 years. The challenge of it is too, because we're trying to create something slightly different, and just shifting up some patterns that are already in my kind of body and voice from performance. That's been the hardest part, but also the most rewarding part.
I feel really humbled and privileged to come onto the show. I remember reading it when I was in drama school. I think what I'm trying to bring to it for this season is just really delving into the truth of these characters to make them sit in the present now. It was set in the 90s, but from people that we've spoken to, it's still very true of today's world in the prisons.
So I'm off, we're all off, scattering away, get in the car, yeah. Anyway, they got me.
Because Renee has done the show before, is about bringing that wisdom and knowledge, but also shaking it up and having something new to play with. So we've been looking at kind of what the core physical aspects of these characters are and taking it to the extreme. So really physicalizing almost to the extreme of what animal this person might be, and extreme, and then shrink it back down to how that fits into the more natural performance. So I think, as people, we naturally take on physicalities and finding it through a really extreme way and then shrinking it back down.
Yeah, and I think that has been really helpful because it is 10 years since I've been doing it, so this has been really helpful to get quite a lot of depth with the character. It's been a really fast way to go really deep, really quickly. But otherwise, we work quite organically. We read the script, we talk about it, we talk about the characters, we talk about the physicality, we get up and do the physicality, then we kind of marry it all together. And because we have worked together before, it's we've kind of got quite a shorthand with that. Yeah. They smash into the shops and there's bloody fur coats and watches and all this sort of shit. Whole bunch of kids next to cops. What I love about solo shows in general, as a performer, well actually as an audience member too, I love the magic of watching, if there's other characters, I love the magic of watching the shifts and the energy changes, and as a performer, even though it's the hard thing as well to not have anyone else to rely on, sometimes it's a really nice thing to not have anyone else to rely on. If you can get yourself in the right zone with the right level of focus, you're going to be okay. I love that. The show is the provocation for this wider conversation and why to put it on again and why it holds 30 years later. And I think our job is to really create these characters to their core and their truth so that our audience can be taken on a journey and understand their bias or their thinking around the prison systems, and so that it kind of cracks open this much wider conversation. We had a talk yesterday with William, the writer, and then of course it just keeps feeding in. So I think that's an exciting thing of how all these other moments are feeding the work this time round.